So this is me after more than a month of having had the operation. Just this morning I had my first official checkup, and I've got another checkup in about a month's time, probably similar to most of you here, and the general consensus is fine, still swelling here, and to keep it moving. Things like swimming, building up your quadricep muscles, just keep on moving, trying to straighten the leg as well as bend it. So let's get going. The first exercise that I want to do is sitting on the chair. Now you can either have your feet in line with the actual feet of the chair and exploit the use of the legs, or if like me you've got this bar, you can have your feet slightly closer, and we'll be exploiting the bar later on, okay? We can use our hands to push against the backrest in order to keep our chest always forward and our elbows moving back. And all we're going to do is lift up one leg and bring the heel to tap or touch the bar behind. As I say, if you don't have that bar, you can have your feet parallel, lift up your foot, and then just touch the leg of the chair. And then you do the same thing with the other leg. Now I can't, because that closure still isn't complete in that leg, so that's what I'm working towards, and indeed that's the point of the exercise. So bring it down, go back to the first side. Obviously you treat both sides, not just the side that's been hurt, and do the other. And if there's any soreness, breathe. You don't want to force it, but nonetheless you don't want to do nothing either. It's this kind of fine line between not doing enough and doing too much. And remember, for this exercise it's really important not to collapse the chest. So when you lift up and you bring this back, don't collapse this way. If anything, you've got to do the opposite. Lift up and bring the chest forward, making your elbows, to a certain extent, come back behind, and that keeps your chest lovely and open. And then try with the leg that's sore. And that's the first exercise. So for the second exercise, you can again either use the chair, or if you prefer, you could also be at the wall, maybe just facing the wall with your fingertips at the wall. I'm just going to do this so I can show you more easily. And we're going to exercise the feet. Again, for a lot of us, we've still got to contend with the outside world. Maybe we're still using crutches or a crutch, undergrounds, buses and all the rest of it. So it's really important to have those feet able to cope with the various terrain that it has to manage. So the first exercise is really easy. With our feet parallel under our hips, we're just going to go onto the tops of our toes, then bring our heels down and do the opposite, lifting our toes and putting all the weight onto the heels. And we're going to try and minimize the movement in the hips, so don't want to do too much of this swinging around. Just want to try and keep that lower abdomen in and keep the movement of the hips to a minimalist kind of level. And if you do this 20 times, you can start to really feel the work both in the feet, in the legs, and also at the hips. So this is really useful to do. And again, we can do something else which just helps you get those feet up and running outside. Again, feet parallel under the hips. And we just go from one side, lifting the inner toes, and then going to the other. So again, this is more footwork than anything else. Try and keep the upper part of your leg relatively still. So try these and incorporate these exercises today with what I've already suggested in the past. Have fun!